All right, here I am. It's Sunday morning here in beautiful Bangkok, and the the Thai baht is now over 30. It's still over 30. It's just barely hovering above it. I wish it would just go up to like 35 or 40, but that's not going to happen. I don't think. 30.01. Air quality 96, which is moderate. And the weather, very cool last night, 66 degrees, high of 86. We got 10% chance of rain, and we got 54% humidity, which is very good. So it's a nice day out. Feels like 79 degrees right now. So it's exactly the same temperature, and visibility is 6 miles, which is quite good. So, at least the weather is good here. And I want to try to be positive, but Jesus Christ, we could use some good news. I mean, really, the world could use like a batch of good news. And I'm still waiting for it to happen, and I really am hesitant to go, okay, everybody, don't worry. We're going to be okay. It's all right, girls and boys. I feel like a freaking school teacher. It's like, don't worry, be happy. Everybody just wait, it's going to get better. Don't worry. In the meantime, like right now, Bangkok is pretty much locked down. Pattaya have the same thing. You want to get in and out, you need a permit or you need to sign into your little app. And, if you get found if you get found out that you're not using the app or you don't have a permit, you can get into some substantial trouble, have to pay a fine. You got Anutin threatening to ban free treatment for lawbreakers. So if you're a lawbreaker, you're going to have to pay for the shot, apparently. And then you got Bangkok Airways has shut down. They basically they shut their office. They're not, I don't know I don't think it's permanent, but for now they have shut their office down. Air Asia's moaning and groaning about their problems, Thai Air Asia. And, so like I was saying, and I've said many times before, I guess, hey, uh, I'm alive. We're alive. And that's about the best goddamn thing you can say right now. We're all alive. And if you're healthy and, you're eating and you got a roof over your head, I guess you can feel you should feel pretty grateful. Anyway, hello, good morning, everybody. Today we have the wonderful Mr. Soy Dog Cowboy coming in a few moments. And supposedly we got Bruce, but Bruce is, he's getting prettied up. He just wrote me here and said, I just mounted my iPhone to my Gorilla Pod. Okay. You can always just get like a bookshelf or something and stick it there and, whatever. I do that sometimes too. Now, I had been meaning to go. I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to Chinatown today. That was my plan. And I still might go in another day or two. And then I started thinking about it. And I thought, it's a Sunday. I want to see what it's like during the week. And plus, I woke up and I was like, I feel like shit. I got a headache. Drank too much wine last night again. So, I just went, plenty to talk about. We always got stuff to talk about. It always seems like we do. So, we're here with the Soy Dog Cowboy, and I guess Bruce will be coming in momentarily. So for now, let's just bring in Mr. Soy Dog Cowboy. There he is. All right. So, hey, is this thing on, man?
Is this working? Diane?
Oh, God. That's a song, isn't it? Diane Mai. Yeah, it is a song. It's by, I can't believe, I think it's some good-looking chick. I forget the Thai chick, obviously.
Yeah, aren't all the Thai girls specifically good looking for music? I think that, you know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've seen a few that, try to sing and they're pretty, they leave a little something to be desired too. A little something to be desired, but then again, whatever, Listen, I like to look at all sides of the equation, whether it be women, the COVID. It's the COVID here. Have the COVID too dangerous.
COVID.
Antalay mak na. Oh, so danger. Have big danger here.
Yes.
Because I'm so sick of this. It's driving me freaking crazy, man. Really. And every time I go out.
Yalum say nagak.
Yeah.
Nagak anamay.
Every time I go out, I'm like, I got to prepare for battle now.
Yeah, listen, I know.
I'm like a chick. I'm like a chick now. I got to carry a man bag, or purse. I'm serious. I want to have my, headphones in case I want to listen to music. Got to have my keys. Got to have my wallet. Got to have my charger, my power bank. Got to have my masks, my backup mask, my bag to go shopping.
It's a merce, and which is the man purse. But you can always carry the backpack, which is.
I hate carrying the freaking backpack.
I know.
There he is.
There he is.
Legendary. He's legendary.
Bruce, I don't think we've seen each other face to face. It's a first.
Hey, nice to Toy Dog.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good. And you're in Florida, right?
Yeah, for now. I'm a New Yorker, but in Florida since I can't get to Thailand.
He got smart and got the hell out of freaking New York.
Well, temporarily.
You went back when all hell broke loose. I remember that. And then
thank you very much. You would be stuck here. You might be stuck here. Or you would have paid through the ass because he was asking me about it. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm glad I told him, and I'm glad he listened. He's not that he would have made a decision based only on what I was telling him, but
it's good advice.
You made it out. How long before they shut it down? Like
a little longer than that, actually. I left in the middle of February. I saw this proverbial crap hitting the fan, and I'm like, boy, this could be a problem, for me getting home. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to do it, and pull the string. And I think a month, like in the middle of March, things shut down, and that was that. And as a matter of fact, Niall, who was on your stream a couple of days ago, he did get stuck here. He couldn't get out until I think it was July. He was trapped. A lot of people. It was very difficult. So I did leave in the heart of the beginning of the storm, and I hate cold weather. I had enough of it living in New York, and it's just. I would go to Thailand every, since I retired early, I would go to Thailand, but that was obviously out of the question. So Florida gave me an opportunity.
You don't want to be here right now, man. Nobody wants to be here. I hate to take. And what's so funny is I saw this article. Let me see if I can find it real quick, claiming that the Thais are saying, "Oh, the tourists just keep coming in," and I'm like, "Really?" Because I ain't seen any of them. I don't see any tourists. Now, the thing is that some of them maybe are, here it is right here. Thailand claim the tourists just keep coming in. It's on the Bangkok Jack, which is a very good site.
Yeah, it is. I love
by the way. It's a good site, and he's not, he doesn't mince words.
Yeah, I've read a couple of his articles. I think what he was implying there was more that people keep coming in, and
keep coming in, like keep on coming in, guys. Oh yeah, okay. No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. Actually, I can see it right here.
Infecting, like they're having an issue with these infections now, and these tourists are coming in, but it's nowhere near the level that it was last year. I mean, we know the numbers, right? It wasn't,
right.
it was 30 million last year or something like that came in before COVID usually.
I think it was 42 or something like that. They've lost. They said that it was 22% of their, revenue.
Yeah.
However, they're down to something like, I mean, it's not in the millions. I mean, like that kind of number. It's down something like, 7 million or something. And that last year was because people kept coming in and were still here before it got so difficult. Now they're really making it difficult. And I mean, I have mixed emotions about it, like I think everybody does. But it says here, Longhorns is asking you, would Soy Dog Cowboy would he have minded being stuck?
No, honestly, I would not have.
You say that. However, I think you might be. Eventually it will start to, just like anywhere else. It will start to. You'll just be going, Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
I mean, that's all you can do. Shake your head and go, what the fuck,
That's true. However, my overall personality, even though I am very comfortable speaking with people and I'm pretty outgoing, I like my own company. I can sit in my apartment all day and just, do stuff online. I don't need to really. I've been to Thailand so many times and lived in it. I don't need to go to tourist places and see the Grand Palace and go to.
Yeah.
So, as long as I got food and, an occasional lady to keep me company when I need it, I'm pretty happy. I could be pretty happy with it. And plus, my original plan, honestly, was to do a homestay with a Thai family and only speak Thai because I wanted to up my game a bit. So I probably would have, been able to do that with. I had arranged it already with one of my Thai instructors that I had. Her whole family. I've spoken to them, and they want me to stay with them, and they're all going to speak Thai. So, as a matter of fact, her parents don't speak any English at all. They don't know how. So, I would have found something to do and enjoyed it. I mean, the fact of the matter is, you live there. I mean, it's not like you have a choice. I mean, you have a choice. You can come to America if you had to, but the point is that there's no difference between living there and dealing with this, or living in America or Britain or wherever it is and dealing with this insanity that's going on right now. So I would have done okay
for the most part. Yeah,
most people would, though. Your point is.
However, just like there, what gets me is just knowing. Like every time I go out, I've got to suit up. I got to put the fucking mask on. I've got to go in. They're going to squirt the shit in my hands. And I'm like, okay, fine. And then they're going to check my temperature. And then now they're asking, like in the mall, they ask you to sign in. They're not even saying use the app. They're just like, sign in. And I've gone to a couple places and they've been like, you need to sign in. And I'm like, fuck me. I don't think that people need to know everything you're doing. I don't have the virus as far as I know. I haven't given it to everybody. And until I have it, where is my privacy? God damn it.
Well, first of all, don't get it.
You have none. That's the thing.
Right.
I'm coming to grips with that.
Even in my apartment building last evening, I saw that they have a temperature monitor and a sign-in sheet. And I'm like, what the heck is this? All I did was I walked down the street here. There's a pizza kitchen, and I went and I bought a pizza. I ordered from the guy, and I waited outside for him, and I picked it up and I took it home because I didn't want to bother
but,
with
it. COVID have danger too much.
Well, let me just something. If you had, here's the weird thing about that. They were doing that before I left. I was staying at this condo hotel, place. So there's, 4 buildings. 3 of them are condos and one of them is a hotel. And they were taking the temperature as I was walking. Everybody, you get temperature. So my question to you, Bruce, is: let's say that you had a temperature. Would they not let you into your own apartment, or what do you do?
I have a feeling, to answer your question, is maybe not, and that could be a real problem for me. To be able to get access back to your home. I mean, where else do you go? What are they going to do?
Yeah, well, if they think you have a temperature, what they'll do first is they'll say, go stand there for a little bit and go outside or whatever and chill out and don't do anything. Just stand there. And then in another 5 or 10 minutes, they'll try to check your temperature again. And then they'll try again. And after like 3 times, they're going to say, okay, we think you might need to go and get checked.
Right.
So they're not going to let you go in if you have a temperature. And at the mall, there were several people who they had
at the
a
mall,
temperature and they just said, no, you got to get out. So
yeah,
I mean, I can understand
Okay,
them not letting you in an establishment like a store, but to go back to your own place, some of us are, have chronic medical needs. We have medicines and things like that. So, yeah, if I'm told you got to go someplace,
they would
my medicine
really for that kind of thing, Bruce. They would say, "Do you have somebody like your wife or a son or daughter or somebody, a friend who can bring you that stuff?" That's what they would do. They're not totally heartless. I mean, they're just just like in a lot of places, they're worried.
I don't have any of those people though. I don't have, and I'm alone when I'm in Thailand. So
now you would be now. That's the thing. You don't have any of that. So you would have to maybe give the keys to somebody or say, "Can I go in myself?" And they would bring you in and they make sure you wore your mask and you were a good boy and you washed your hands. That's probably what they would do.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's a weird thing, Scott. Listen, the fact is, I know that you've been frustrated, and I think everyone is, no doubt. But I am more optimistic about this year. Honestly, I really am. I think if we can get to the vaccination rate to a certain level, I think we'll turn the corner, and it'll probably be midsummer. I would imagine that's going to happen because it's
not going to happen here in midsummer.
Yeah,
they're not going to give the bulk of the shots until May. They're not even going to have the shots until May. The bulk of them, like 35 million of them, come in like May. So they're going to start February, March, and those are the Chinese vaccines. Now, do I want to take that vaccine? No. That's another point, is what's going to happen with the foreigner. Let me get to some of these comments and questions first, though. Longhorns, I left a week before saw that cowboy. I wish I would have got stuck. Yeah, I know. You would have found a way to be happy. He's kind of like you, Soy That Cowboy. And, actually, I don't have a problem staying at home. What it is, my problem is the restrictions saying, if you want to go out, you can't go out. I've noticed when I walk not close to people, they put their mask on and hold it with their hands. Like, really? If I get it, it's from your people. Well, you don't know who you get it from. That's the thing. You could be walking by and you think some guy's a Thai guy, he's Burmese. He could be, it could be anybody. You could have got it from somewhere else. You don't know. And what I noticed is that, and you saw me the other day when that guy sat down next to that lady, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Dummy. There's social distancing. There's a sticker right in front of you, you dumb shit. And he sat right next to her. And, fortunately, and I bit my tongue, I didn't say anything, because, now in Thailand, it just happened where somebody didn't wear their mask. And I don't know if he refused to wear the mask. I haven't read about it because I'm trying to just skim the news as opposed to getting too deep into it. He got shot dead because he didn't wear his mask. This is in the South. Yeah. First time, I guess, in Thailand.
News last night.
I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but, it was recent. It was very recent. And listen, here's the other thing. I don't know if everybody knows this. First of all, like I just said, AirAsia is having problems.
Hey, Johnny,
they're having a lot of problems financially because they said, but after the first wave, things started to get better and they were just starting to get back up. And then all of a sudden, boom, the second wave hit and now they're screwed. And Bangkok Airways has shut down their office. Apparently they're not flying anywhere. So that's obviously not good, right? But the trains, most of the trains are shut down now. Hua Lamphong Station is dead. You're not going anywhere. So the only way to go is if you got your own vehicle, And now, if this isn't like an apocalypse, except there's no real danger if you're, staying at home, then I don't know what is. But I mean, like, oh, you can't go. We're on the roads checking your temperature. Do you have your show me the papers? Do you have the papers? And if you don't have the paper, you're going back and you're not going to go to wherever you got to go. You have to show that there's a decent reason for you to go somewhere. And supposedly now they're saying, in conjunction with the Mochana, which is the Doctors Win app, which everybody is up in arms about, you're supposed to use it with the Taichana so that you have even further coverage. So, they're really on people here. And I guess you could look at it like, well, safety. And they're swearing.
China.
Yeah, well, that's what I look at it as. How's the eye? My eye, it's okay. It's better. Doesn't hurt. Nothing. I think I just popped a little blood vessel.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look too pretty, but hey, what am I gonna do? What is this? I saw that one on the news too. The man got shot for not wearing a mask. He was outside also.
Sai wenta deck.
Huh?
Sai wenta deck. Sunglasses.
Yeah. Wenta
deck.
Deck.
Yeah.
Now I understand. You have to speak slowly. No, he wasn't a foreigner. Hello, what is this? Hello, Sort of Cowboy. Did a doctor die from the vaccine in Florida? It was in some of the news media. Somebody sent me a message about that, or left a comment about it. One of the guys that comments, it doesn't come in the chat that I know, but yes, apparently that happened. But here's the thing: how many? Not to interrupt, but how many vaccines have they given? And so how many people have died from the vaccine? I mean, like there are going to be people who have reactions to it. Listen, my mother just got her first shot yesterday. I haven't had a chance to talk to her. And my father is supposed to get his, I think on Monday, the first of the shot. Yeah, I don't think this is a big deal. Everybody's making a big deal about it. It's just a visual that, I'm already ugly. And, I'm an ugly motherfucker. And then, when you see my eye, it makes me look even worse. So,
Actually, I was gonna say, you look pretty good today. You have a nice shirt on. You got shaved up good. So, looking good for the stream.
Well, thank you. Listen, I always compare myself how I once was and how I am now. And I just go, there's no comparison. I'm nothing like if you would have told me I was going to look like this when I was 20 years old, I would have been like, oh, God. But you're stuck with what you are, I mean, you are what you are. It is what it is. So
right.
Simple.
Before, you're alive. So, count your blessings.
That's the good news. Yep. So what? There's always people that have a bad reaction to just about every vaccine. Okay, that's my point.
So
now
basically, the story is for this doctor was that he took the vaccine, and then a few days later he started getting spots, which he recognized as an issue. Went to the hospital where he is a physician, and they couldn't get his platelets up. They were really low. And they kept on trying all these different things, and he was alert and feeling fine while they were trying to do all these things. And then as a last resort, they were going to do some type of surgery, but he had a stroke and died. So it does sound like it was from the vaccine. I mean, and they're looking into it. And you make a good point. It's like, out of how many, there's always a risk in anything, but it's still concerning, obviously. So, you certainly want to know. This guy was our age. He's 56 and healthy, thin.
See, so that's what scares me. I mean, I'm not scared like, oh my God, but let me tell you something. I sure in the hell don't want to die from this shit.
Right. Can you imagine that? What a fuck that would be. Oops, sorry.
No, it's all right. And here's the thing, though. I sure in the hell don't want to give the Chinese the privilege of saying, we killed that motherfucker with our virus.
They've been waiting for you, Scott. They saw you.
I know. We got him with our vaccine.
Hey, listen, Bruce used to live in China. He didn't just visit there. He lived there. And he got out by the skin of his balls. Literally.
Do you speak Mandarin?
我少中国一
So a little bit.
A little bit. A little bit. It's a lot easier learning Thai than it is Chinese. I'll tell you that much. At least I've learned to read Thai, so
Yeah.
that's very, very helpful. And anybody
Yeah.
learning, I would say, ditch trying to use the English letters to try to anglicize Thai phonetics. It will not work.
I
100%.
agree.
Well,
Learn the proper way.
I think it, you know what it does is it makes it that much easier in the long run to understand how the words are pronounced and that kind of thing. The phonetics,
Correct.
I kind of, in the past, what I used to do is remember the phonetics, and then I would remember the phonetics, and then I would be able, I would translate it from Thai to the phonetics and then speak.
Yeah.
I don't really do that now. I just say the word, and I pretty much know, or I learn it, and that's it.
Right. You can't really speak. This is an interesting philosophy, and I'm trying to do more input than anything now, which is just immersion that way. But, I also can read, but if you start trying to translate in your head and start doing English to Thai, the English structures are different than Thai structure. And it's just going to be a mistake. So you want to get to the point where you're not translating in your head.
Well, I mean, that was a long time, quite some time ago when I first.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Really, but once you really start, it becomes second nature. And I've said this before. There are times when I'm like standing there and I'm like, shit, how am I going to say that in English to these people?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to say it to Thai people in English. I'm like, my wife will ask me something. I go, I don't really know, So
that's good if you got to that point.
I guess, then the other part of me is like, I want to see what happens here. I want to see what's going to happen long term, because that's what's important. It's not, listen, this year and everything, like I said, I don't want to sound completely negative about what's happening, but, you can't look at a pile of shit and just go, no, it's okay. It's going to be gold soon. That's not how it works. It's not a fucking gourmet meal.
Right,
it's
but
a plate of shit.
Someone's going to come very soon to pick up this shit and throw it away. So,
well, wait a minute. That's what you are hoping. And of course, the probability is it's going to happen. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to get through this. It's going to take some time. It might take a couple years, like I've been saying. And, whatever. But then afterwards, is it going to be acceptable to us?
I agree. It will take a couple of years to get back to somewhat normal times, But I do think that by the summer, or the end of the summer, like I'll be able to travel easily to Thailand this coming fall, fall 2021. I think that's going to happen with a gap. I'll have to show proof of vaccine, and have all the insurance and whatever it may be.
You're still going to have to go. You're still going to have to be stuck in quarantine, though.
I don't
They've
know.
already said that. They have already said it. They said we need some time. And they don't mean a month or 2 or 3 months. They mean we want to see how effective this is, and then we'll make a decision on what we do. But for the time being, everybody's going to have to go into
right. But you know how fluid they are. They could change their minds tomorrow when they see that they're not getting enough people in and they need the money. Who the hell knows?
Okay, hang on a second here. Money in shit compost. Yeah, there is. There's a hell of a lot of money in shit. That's the thing. How come his thing is not showing up on this one? It's not showing up on the other one. What do? They block it?
Yeah, mask will be in style for a while. I have no issue wearing a mask, honestly.
No question.
Easy.
I mean,
listen, I wasn't born to wear a fucking mask. Okay? No. I mean, listen, I will do it. I will abide by society's rules and guidelines. And if I decide not to, it will be somewhere where it doesn't fucking matter and nobody knows. Whatever I have to do. But all I'm saying is, I have a hard time accepting all this bullshit. Like it's not fucking normal. It's not. So I don't want to ever let myself get to that point where I go, well, let's just put the mask on and go outside. No, what the fuck?
Well, in Thailand,
Get through it. What good is the government?
Most people in Thailand were wearing it for pollution before, COVID.
Well,
No,
yeah.
listen, no, there weren't all that many people. In Japan, a hell of a lot of people wore their mask. In Thailand, some people wore a mask because of pollution. Now, I think more people would wear a mask because of pollution. But, listen, I don't give a fuck if it's for pollution or for the COVID. I don't want to wear a goddamn mask.
Right.
I shouldn't have to.
I'm just going to share that my experiences living in Taiwan, China, and now Thailand. In Asia, the people are apt to wear masks, and it's socially acceptable. Like when you would have a seasonal cold or flu or whatever,
they tolerate it and accept it.
That we would wear a mask at work. And I remember a couple of times having colds and so forth, and wearing a mask at work. And that was before COVID, and this was socially acceptable. And other people that were sick would wear masks, but this general everybody wearing the mask is very, very different. But what I find here are that most people that I know of, they kind of are self-motivated to protect themselves. So while the government may say do,
well, you know why that is, right?
Most people are doing that anyway.
Because they don't have a safety net here for the most part. Not like in the United States where people expect a safety net. A lot of these people don't have safety nets. They're fucked if they don't take care of themselves. You're on your own. You're going to die or, whatever happens. So, anyway, hang on a second here. Let me see this. Yes, Janara, all 2022 until anything ever seems normal. All right, listen. Before I go any further, I got to show this little thing. I can't do it in the Streamlabs. I don't know if the pro level Streamlabs allows me to put photos up in the stream or whatever.
Can you share your screen? Like,
I don't know. I see share screen, but I'm not about to hit that and then share my whole fucking screen with everybody. I don't know. Let me see something. Yeah, you go ahead.
I'll share my screen. Here, hope you like some porn. Nah, just kidding.
I'm not really in the mood at the moment.
I could pick a window that's open, or I could pick my entire screen or Chrome tab. So I'll show you.
Can you, like, if you have a photo on your image on your desktop, can you click it?
This is
okay. I see.
Yeah, this is my Thai. A lot of my Thai tabs, which is interesting. I put, all of these different, sayings, sentences. Like some guy had written all these different categories, and I put them all in here and then put them in Anki. So, and then I could stop sharing. Yeah. So if I put in a, picture on the screen, hit shared screen, and you could pick that tab, that specific tab.
All right, I'm looking at it. Yeah, I see it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You know what? Listen. I'm just going to say I just canceled it because I don't feel like going through the whole rigmarole. I checked it out. I got this shirt. I put this up, and I saw this in another place.
What's it? I can't see it. What's it say?
It says you're a dumb son of a bitch, Malin.
That is true.
Figure it out. There you go. It
says Orwell fiction again. Yeah, I've seen that before. I like that.
Yes, and so I put that up. It's $20. I don't make a hell of a lot of money from it, but for you good people, if you use the code Orwell, you get 15% off. So, listen, I make like $4 or something, but $3. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so that's the new shirt of the day. And I don't know if you know this, I have the shirt Cancel Cuntiness, which I know there's not many people that will wear that. But I thought it was a pretty good shirt. I need to get that shirt and wear it myself. And then I also have the definition of schmecklehead and the definition of chowderhead.
Schmecklehead.
Schmecklehead's a good one. You know that.
Schmecklehead,
schwarzer, putz. I used to hear that working all the time because I used to work with a guy and he used to say that all the time. So anyway, and I wanted to say thank you to Mr. Lee the newest sponsor on YouTube. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the help and contribution and all that other good stuff, and all the views and everything. And I got a lot of comments from last night's. What did I put up there? I forget the name of the stream or the video, but it was a letter about the guy Robert, who I don't know what he's doing. He may be sleeping right now, but he was. I asked him if he wanted to come into the stream, and yeah, he hasn't got back to me. So.
By the way, people come into a lot of streams not even showing their faces. They put their avatar up. So if that's a thing, you still get to have a conversation if you want to come in.
That's fine too. You can just use the audio. You don't have to show your mug.
You put your avatar.
But anyway, what was I going to say?
Some coffee.
Huh? Coffee?
Coffee.
I already had my coffee. I could use another one though. I might have to wake up Nicholas and tell him to go make me another coffee. Maybe I'll send him a message here.
Isn't that what children are for?
That's exactly what they're for. He needs to understand that, there are certain chores that he does that allows him to live here. All right. So let me see where we're at here. Oh shit. I'm on the wrong spot there. Boy. Unless these vaccines are lies, and it's going to get better sooner than later. I sure in the hell hope so. Doesn't mean COVID-19 will be over forever. I understand. Be more like a seasonal flu. I hope so.
Viruses don't go away. If that's what we read, right? They become endemic, and they change. So.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. This is the thing. I just, I don't want to say I have lost faith in the way that the direction of the world. But when I see the politicians and I see them, they're all full of shit. And everybody knows that. But, we just kind of go, well, what are we going to do? You got to have some leaders here and there. And so, you get what you get what you elect in many cases. But I think at this point, we know they're just like everybody else. They don't know what the fuck's going on. Nobody is for sure. Even the vaccines, there's no guarantees that this is going to stop everything. And, it's as simple as that. There's no guarantees, but there never are. So let's see here. I do not think the vaccine stops you transmitting the quarantine. So if you travel, quarantine may be required. Quarantine is required if you travel here. Self-quarantine, I think, for 10 days is required if you go out of the province, which means if I go anywhere now, and if I can get anywhere, because the trains are not running, a lot of the cheap airlines are not going to fly. It's going to be a pain in the ass to get out of the it's just getting to the point where it's like, yeah, we're locked down. So now I'm starting to feel like what a lot of other people have been feeling for a long time. And, I'm not bitching about it really. I'm just saying this is how it is and I don't like it. I don't have to like it. I don't think anybody does.
What's the extent of the lockdown?
A good hobby. If you have a good hobby, kind of like what Soy Dog was talking about, if you have ways to read and do things, and entertain yourself,
just stay busy.
Listen, some guy. It's a good point you bring up, Bruce. I have a couple of hobbies because I knew in Thailand I needed to keep myself busy, and one of them was learning Thai. That's what I'm.
Porn is not a hobby, Soy Dog Cowboy.
It's a damn right it's a hobby. Don't ever knock it. As Woody Allen said, "Don't knock masturbation. It's sex with someone I love." But
you screen on large so you don't show the browser. Okay.
Yeah. So this guy I thought had a great. He was very innovative. He's a Thai teacher. There's so many of them because they're trying to make money, and he came up with a program, a 2-week program for quarantine, where they will teach you basic Thai. He's got a whole thing, set up, and you study every day. By the time you leave quarantine, you've got some rudimentary Thai.
Well, what is this now?
It's a guy, a Thai teacher, and he put together a Thai quarantine course. So while you're stuck in the hotel for 2 weeks,
and how much does that cost?
Not a lot. No, it's reasonable. It's a couple $1,000, like 30. It's like $30, I guess, or something like that.
Okay.
5,200 baht, something like maybe, but anyway, it's like, hey, that's yeah, it's a clever idea,
Yeah, it is. It is.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
I want to stop this world from spinning to get off. Also,
yeah.
listen, I still say, if I had it my way, and the thing is I don't think I have the ability to do this. In fact, I know I don't. If I had it my way, I'd be out in the middle of Alaska somewhere, and I'd be living there away from everybody. And I'd have a beat up old pickup truck, and I'd go drive 3 hours once a week or once every couple of weeks, and go have my Starbucks and go see a movie, do some shopping, come back, and I would do that. I would get the fuck out of Dodge. Unfortunately, I think I'd probably die, or I'd get eaten by a bear, or somebody I know would get eaten by a bear, one of my family members or something like that. And I don't really think that's a reasonable option. Not at this point. So I got to face reality.
I think I'd be afraid of you, Scott. I really think that. I think it would.
Somehow I think the fucking bear would look at me and go, "You ain't shit." I'm going to eat you.
There's a good joke on this your chat here. I like this one. I like Spaceman Woody. Yes, last time it was in a woman, it was the Statue of Liberty. Hey. I like that.
All right. This one can only survive in other animals. Polio and smallpox could be eliminated, controlled because of only a human host. Okay, interesting. This came from Cottonwood, Arizona to San Pedro, California. I want to go back to Arizona. I would think that, I don't know why anybody's going to California right now. No quarantine required at Long Beach Airport. Oh, Long Beach, wow. Soy Dog must have the same listen, I got hobbies. I got shitloads of books. I got videos. I got, photographs. I got all kinds of stuff. I do keep myself busy. But, after a while, I'm like, I don't want to do my fucking hobby. I want to go out and go do something else. I want to get on a train. Listen, yesterday I thought to myself, I just want to jump on a train. Like, I want to go like tonight and get on a train. I'm thinking, where can I go? And I really was looking at it, and then I came across an article, and it said, the trains, sorry, you're not going anywhere. They're shutting it down. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that fucking, there goes that option. So, having a hobby and staying busy and all that, you got to have that. You got to have that no matter what. But, having those things makes it, that much better when you're locked up. And and other thing is cooking. I've been like today, not to get to turn this onto a cooking channel at the moment, but I'm going to make some minestrone soup, and I'm also going to make some pasta fajoule.
Bruce, what part
I just have been wanting to make that, so that's going to be my task for the afternoon. And I wanted to go to the studio with Alex. He's going, but we haven't been practicing as much. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like shit. I told him yesterday, I don't feel good. I don't feel like going in there and trying to be, Mr. Arlo Guthrie or something. So, anybody remember Arlo Guthrie?
Who doesn't?
That's because you're older, and But I don't know. There might be some youngsters here that in their 30s or 40s that have no clue who he is. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's a singer.
Bruce, what part of Bangkok are you living in?
Beam us up, Scotty. There is no intelligence here.
Not Twitter?
Yeah. So I'm up in that area. I don't want to say it on.
No, I mean, you don't have to.
I'll just with you offline. Yeah.
How to serve man? Beam us up, Scotty. There's no intelligence here. Sometimes there isn't any intelligence here. How to serve man? Well, I think I got that. I think my wife knows about that. And a woman. I thought it said I was a woman. I heard a good line yesterday, and it said, you're going to have to pay a lot more to enjoy the pleasure of my company. I just went, I got to remember that one. That's gold. What is this here? We will lose. I walk all the fucking time. Fucking tired of walking. I want somebody to carry me on their back or something. Jesus. Let's see here. We will lose many, many options. If Soy Dog Cowboy gets out of control, you can punch him in the side of his head. No, I don't want to do that.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Nope.
Right here.
I remember him.
No.
I'm not familiar. I want to ride my motorcycle. Oh, yeah.
Punch.
I don't want a pickle. I just want to ride on my fucking motorcycle.
Well, Alice's Restaurant, of course, was the tradition at Thanksgiving, you know?
You got a question, Soy Dog Cowboy.
I do. Let me see here.
There you go.
Oh, Andrew Briggs. Hey, Soy Dog Cowboy, when do you think New York City will be back the way it was? Boy, that's a good question. I mean, I think
it's all conjecture.
Yeah. I think the plan right now in New York City is that by the middle of May, beginning of June, everyone will be vaccinated that wants to be vaccinated. That's the plan. If that happens, things will start to ramp up. I think it's going to take some time. The key, honestly, I know this doesn't sound. I think I'm getting feedback after putting this headphone here. Is if the theater opens? Theater has been closed since March, which is it's the engine that keeps tourism going in New York City. I mean, people come in, they go to see shows, and then from there they're going to museums, and they're going all over. That's
how are the hospitals in New York doing right now?
Pretty good. I mean, our infection rate is reasonable. I mean, we've had this uptick, like everyone, with this new strain came over, and but there's no overflow that's happening, like in California, for example, and San Francisco is having some issues, and Tennessee. New York is so big in general. There's so many hospitals that they can handle, a much bigger influx of patients versus rural areas where the closest hospital is 100 miles away. Some of these places, and they have maybe 2 ICU beds. It's not like they can handle any type of an influx. So, New York. I think New York will have some semblance of normalcy probably by the end of the summer. There's a big question on even when with baseball coming up this year. Last year they didn't have any fans in the stands.
Yeah.
Now, if the people are vaccinated, can we get, people in the stands? How many? They want to push back spring training. Spring training usually starts in the middle of February, and the owners are saying, look, let's push that back maybe a month. And of course, the players want to get paid full. So there's a lot of, things like that. I am hearing something crazy again, which is not in New York. You may have heard this, but the Olympics was postponed 1 year. It's supposed to be in Japan, and I was going to go to those. I really, I love Japan and I love the Olympics. I'm hearing that they may postpone it again.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And that's supposed to be the fall of next year.
Struggles now too.
Yeah. What's that?
I said Japan is going through some struggles right now, right? There's some prefectures they're trying to restrict, have some curbs on, right?
Yeah, I'm hearing that too. Let me plug this in here. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
There you go.
Let me see something here.
So I think it's going to be tough. Mark is asking if New York City is only giving half the dose. No, not, that is not the case. They're giving, it's 2 shots. They're doing the first shot. I know what you're referring to. And I think that, the national government was saying, look, they want to release all the vaccines all at once. And some people are saying, we got to hold back for the second vaccine. So we'll see if that really happens. The second shot is an interesting thing. What I have read and heard on the news was that the reason why they say get this second shot 27 days to, a little bit over that, maybe 5 weeks after, is that's how they tested it. When they were doing the third phase trial, it may be that they could, do it, 2 months afterwards or 3 months afterwards. They just don't know. But because that's how they tested it, they want to stick to that.
I hate to say this. Oh, thank you very much there, Benny. If you don't know, man, Bitcoin and a lot of the cyber currencies are just fucking exploding.
Crazy.
I don't usually buy anything because I don't usually have the money to be spending on that kind of stuff. But anytime I get a donation now, I just keep it in there. And, it's gone up like, at least 30-40%, the money that's just sitting there. So I'm just going to let it keep sitting there.
In Bitcoin? You put it into Bitcoin? Is what you're saying?
Bitcoin Cash, actually.
Okay.
I don't know if I have any Bitcoin. If I do, it's very, very little. It's a tiny little bit, but I have to look. I have a thing that I have 2 different ways of doing it. I have the Coinbase, and I also have this Trezor. It's a wallet that you pull out. It's like it's a secure device, and you plug it in. You have to put these codes in and shit, and then you can cash out or whatever. And then when you pull out, there's no money in their system or anything like that. So
yeah. I mean, it's amazing. They're predicting it could even go up to as high as 500,000 a coin, which to me is nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. But there is a limited amount of them. So and now everybody's seeing, oh shit, that's some real money. We better jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
So you got $50 in there, and it turns into 10,000. Hey, that's a pretty good return. I mean, people, they don't want to pass that up.
No, it's absolutely.
But anyway, I was looking for, here it is right here, this article. The state railway rail system of Thailand has cut 30 regular services until the end of February as interprovincial train travel slows down. All weekend sightseeing trains, and one of those sightseeing trains is the train that I have been taking to go on my trips to Kanchanaburi and to what's the other place? Nam Tok. All weekend sightseeing trains will be out of service from Saturday, and 30 regular passenger rail services will be suspended on Wednesday to limit travel that could further expand the outbreak across the country. The governor ordered all 12 trains offering one-day trips to and from Hulampong Station on weekends to cease operations. What else? They include trains to Namtok to visit the Sayok Waterfall in Kanchanaburi, Pasak Jalasit Dam in Lopburi, Suanson Pradipat in Hua Hin, and Ban Plu Ta Luang near Pattaya. To the end of February, it says these include 6 express and rapid trains to and from Chiang Mai and 2 rapid trains to and from Denchai on the northern route. The northeastern line cutbacks include 4 express trains serving Ubon Ratchathani, 4 rapid trains to and from Ubon Ratchathani, and 4 express trains serving Nong Khai. In the southern route, they're cutting 2 express trains to and from Hat Yai, 4 express trains to and from Suratani. There goes that option. And 2 express trains to and from Trang, along with 2 rapid trains from Hat Yai and Sungkai Kalok. So Sungkai Kalok, I've been there before. And, that's the way, if you want to go all the way down to the border and cross over, that's the way you can do it. These cancellations are aimed at stemming the spread of the virus. Passengers who have booked tickets can get full refunds. So that's about it. But I think that's pretty interesting, and that's pretty damn telling about, what's going on here. What is this?
Yeah.
Not the best. What is this? Not the best choice. Bitcoin Cash. Well, I don't know. It's gone up quite a bit. I'm not complaining about it. But whatever. Listen, I'm not that deep. I'm not that deep into anything, really. I mean, I try to keep myself.
You're not one of the movers and shakers of the market.
No, but nowhere near. But I try not to get heavily invested in anything nowadays. And I'll be honest, I don't even know. Somebody said to me the other day, I think it was John who was talking about Trump and all this talk of impeachment and inciting violence. And I'm like, you know what? I know what happened at the Capitol. I don't know what he said other than take to the streets, protest. That's the only thing I know because I refuse to read any more than that because I just don't want to deal with the fucking news. Because all it does, and I caught my wife too. My wife is always on the phone now looking at the news. I'm like, why are you watching the news? It just makes you fucking miserable. So I've tried to, abstain from that while still kind of knowing a little bit of what's going on, That's all. That's my comment.
And it's a fine comment, Scott.
Yes, it's a fine comment indeed. by George.
Oh, that's so funny.
Christ. All right, let me see something here. New restrictions for Phuket also. 5. Here we go. 5 Thai prop. Well, this is 5 days ago. Jesus Christ. Why do they do this to me? Let's see. We got anything good to talk about? Anybody, have something wonderful happen at their job? Like they got the biggest raise of their life without having to work more, or, 3 chicks decided to get naked and have a foursome with them and they didn't have to pay or anything. Is there anything good that I can hear?
Hey, listen, that last scenario, even paying is a good thing. I'll take it.
Well, that's that can be arranged, Soy Dog Cowboy.
It certainly can.
It
certainly can in Thailand.
I know that for a fact.
Oh man!
But
it's so funny. I was talking to a friend of mine who likes older women in Thailand, and I'm like, "Well, you'll have the pick of the litter then, because there's so many." And I was reminiscing. I said, "Have you ever been to the beer garden on Soi 7 in Bangkok?" And he hasn't. I said, "Listen, in the heyday, that place was amazing, and a lot of older women would be there.
Yeah.
And it was
There's a lot of women in their 30s, that like maybe had a kid or two. They're looking for a way to make a little spare money. But
Exactly.
like I used to say this, that was another place similar to like Terme, in that it reminded me of the Star Wars bar.
Yeah.
You'd go in there and you'd see some old woman, sit down next to me, honey. And you're like, fuck, get away from me.
What's funny, Scott, is that a lot of the women in there look like the musicians from the Cantina bar in Star Wars.
Yeah, they do. But then, you'd walk a little ways and you'd see some, like girl like right off the farm or something, and then you'd see some girl kind of made up nicely, and she might be in her early 20s and she was pretty hot, and you'd find all kinds of women at that place. And I haven't been there in about 10 years ago, 8 years ago. I went in there and just had a Red Bull or a soda or something just to see what it was like. And there was a guy there that worked there for a long time, and he remembered me. And
it was great.
I mean, listen, I gotta be careful here. Nobody's listening. Before I got married, before I was even involved with my wife, when I was still traveling back and forth to Thailand, there were a couple of girls there, and I had enough money to when I'd come on a holiday, I would. I'd make the rounds, but what I would do sometimes is, I'd be alone, and like at 1 o'clock in the morning or so, I'd go into the beer garden, and I'd be like, I'm not going to take anybody tonight or whatever. I'd go in there, and I want to have some fun. So there was like 3 or 4 girls that worked there behind the bar, and I'd say, let's get some B-52s, shot of tequila, B-52, and I'd buy, 4 or 5 rounds of them, and they get shit-faced. So. So it was quite fun.
Cheap. It was cheap.
Pretty cheap back then, but I ended up with 2 of them at one time. In one period of time. And one of them actually went to. I still remember because she was at my place and she had not told me anything, but she got some message from a guy, and I go, oh, who's that? I was like, hey, because it was nothing serious. She goes, oh, that's my boyfriend.
Of course.
And I go, oh, really? And then somehow the guy got my email address and messaged me and said, I'd appreciate it if you stopped because my girlfriend is coming over to Australia and we're getting married. So I'd appreciate it if you stopped sleeping with her.
Oh my God.
I was like, she must have kicked down the email address or something.
That's insane.
And then the other one, I haven't heard from either of these in a long time, but I heard one of them from the guy who ran the beer garden back then. He told me, oh, she got married to some foreigner and she's got like 3 kids now. She used to be a little, short, petite, very, cute girl. And now I guess she's, chubby and, stressed out with 3 little rugrats running around. Which is, that's what happens. But the beer garden is nothing like it used to be anymore.
Oh,
same
no,
like 30. I'm sorry, guys, but the good old days are over. 30s, that's too young for his friend. More like 50s and up.
Absolutely. It's totally gone.
We got Andrew in here. I don't know if Andrew is still listening, but Andrew, he and many people, they believe that, Thailand is paradise. And what I always say, you're ruining my argument here. What I always say is that it's a temporary paradise. If you live here, you're going to have to face some of the same things that you face anywhere else. Listen, put me on an island back in the day when Brooke Shields was young, and and just me and her. And okay, back then, some deserted island, that's paradise. Okay, but after a while, like she pops out a kid. You're wondering, what are we going to do? How are we going to raise this kid? We got to watch out for the snakes that might want to eat my little kid. Things aren't as the same as they used to be. Reality always rears its ugly head.
There's a Chrome tab here. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I could do that. Yeah, I'm going to share this thing. So this, I always like this video. So this is this guy walking on the street on Soi 7. And I think he's going to, head down there. And, I'm telling you, let me make this full screen. This was 2020. Yeah. Let me see if I can make that full screen. I'm curious to see if it looks better on.
Let me see if I can make
it full. Yeah. No. I'm making a full screen. I have to do it full screen. 1 second.
Well, yeah, you can do it too. It'll be even better.
Let me see. Okay, that's interesting because I have
that's not Soi 7.
There you go. So this is Soi 7. That's not. This is Soi 7.1. I think it is. This,
when is it? This is not 7.1. I don't believe.
Well, let's see. I mean, he's saying Soi 7 here. On his video. So, you talk about.
That's not Soi 7, man.
Let me see. Well, it's right under there's the BTS there. It's like.
Okay, maybe it's okay. Maybe it is Soi 7 now that I'm looking at it. But okay. But so they still got those little bars.
Yeah.
When you're walking in on the left side, on the same side as the beer garden, those bars are open, but they're empty, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, everyone's empty.
I mean, the way that the video looks, it looks like it's a much bigger Soi. But this is almost 2 months ago now, or a month and a half ago.
Yeah, I mean,
so things are even more different now.
Yeah, 7.1, the one that you're thinking, and I used to stay even as recently as last year. I stayed on 7.1. I'll unshare this here. StreamYards.
Tony, Mr. Tony, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. You are actually the first and only super chat, first and only donation of the day. For some reason, not to, I don't know what the reason is, but for whatever reason, when we get involved talking, I always get a lot less donations. People they're too involved in our conversation. They're not thinking about, oh, this is pretty cool, man. Let me, it doesn't matter. But thank you, Mr. Tony. But I think that, whenever I noticed before when I wasn't using StreamYard and I would have somebody on and we get into a conversation, people are busy listening most of the time. They want to know what's being said. Do they agree? Do they not disagree? Or do they disagree, whatever. Let's see here. Let me go on here. Anyway, thank you.
By the way, did you hear Tommy Lasorda died?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, how old was the guy?
92.
90?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say 90, 92. He's an old guy. I really liked him
Legend.
back in the day.
He came from my old neck of the woods, Norristown, Pennsylvania. He's actually from the Philadelphia area, but he's been Dodger blue all his years. And I mean, look, I can tell you the years as a Phillies fan, hating the Dodgers, like 1978. Who can ever forget Manny Mota pinch hitting and Greg Lazinski bobbled the ball in the outfield, and the Phillies would have won that game, and the Dodgers ended up winning the.
Listen, I lived in California, and I watched the Dodgers and the Angels and stuff like that, and that was around the time when it was still cool to live in California. Now it's quite a bit different, You know what? I forgot something else here. I got to give a big shout out to Mr. Kuhn Liam. Thank you very much. And then wasn't there somebody else? I don't know. I can't keep all this shit straight in my head.
Yeah, Longhorn.
My head is
93. Yep.
It was 93. Yeah, I mean, I'm really this morning I woke up and I'm like, man, I only had 2 glasses of wine.
But they were, wine?
No, actually, here's the thing. Around 3:00 in the afternoon, I thought I have a little bit of white wine in the refrigerator. Might as well drink it. It's a little warm out, a nice cold glass. I had some Pinot Grigio. I'm like, let me have a little bit of this. I said, okay. I drink it. Didn't feel like any tequila, right? And then around 6 or 7, I'm watching swear words with my kids on Netflix. And I had another glass of red wine. And then this morning I woke up and I thought it must have been that I mixed them or something, I'm not a big drinker, but, lately I've been like, I want to have like a glass of wine every night or something,
I have 2 bottles of Jack Daniels that are saying, open those in the case of lockdown emergency. Yeah. Hey,
no Jack Daniels for me, man.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Owada?
I like a bourbon whiskey. Got to have one.
Yeah, whiskey is better for you. It is like a medicine, and I've actually seen that where it's much better. And I think Longhorn sent the video or whatever of it. But I'm like, well, tequila will at least clean your gut out, Nothing's worse than the after tequila binge in the crapper. Silence. None of you guys are tequila drinkers.
Nah, I don't.
You would know what I mean if you have like 5 shots of tequila, 6 shots of tequila, 10 shots of tequila one night. The next morning when you wake up, you're like, oh, and it cleans you out. So whiskey I used to drink Jack Daniels when I was a kid, and it would make me, and that Southern Comfort, and that stuff would get me sick. Yeah, it's too sweet. It would get me sick, man. Let me see something here. Give me a second. There is flooding in the south. Now, here's the thing about the Air Asia woes. What's today? Today is the 10th. Now, here we go right here. Let's see. Let me see. Why is this not the 9th on here? It's supposed to be the 9th. Travel documents now required for, say, this is it right here. This is what I want to. Okay, before I go on, domestic air travel dropped 60% at start of 2021. 60%. All right, travel documents now required for 5 provinces hit hardest by COVID. The documents would state the reasoning for travel in the provinces of Samut Sakon, Rayong, Chonburi, Trat, and Chantaburi, all under the red zone where maximum control is placed by authorities. Bangkok is also in that red zone. Authorities are encouraging people traveling to and from the provinces and until at least January 31st, or when the COVID situation improves, to abide by these guidelines. However, if the travelers have to use those areas, they must apply for the documents and have the Mochana application installed on their mobile phones. Furthermore, authorities say such travelers who display a need to visit those provinces must undergo temperature screenings and symptom monitoring in order to control the spread of the virus. Those in the general public who obtain the documents, Jesus Christ, what a pain this is, needed to travel must have district chiefs or directors, village heads, local administration chiefs, administrative offices, officials, and heads of all police stations sign off on the documents granting their approval. Civil servants must have documents issued by their respective agencies.
So what foreigner that lives here is actually going to be able to do all of that?
Well, that's my point.
question.
Oh, thank you there, slugs and snails. Hang on a second. Let me go here. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Choke D to you. Yeah, what foreigner is going to be able to go through all that? And what foreigner wants to?
Wants to. That's the real key there.
The thing is that, listen, we know that there's the reason that a lot of guys come here is for the culture and for the women and for the fun and the partying and the somewhat cheaper, partying lifestyle here. But there comes a point where it's just not, as Jono says, I always have to attribute this to him, but the juice is not worth the squeeze. Now, for certain guys who are older, that would be you, Soy Dog Cowboy. Bruce, you're married like myself, so of course we're, good boys. And for somebody like Longhorns, you come over here, and if you want to do your thing, I mean, you make a few phone calls, you go out to one place or whatever, you shack up for a couple of days, whether alone or not, and time goes by. But for guys who expect to go and, I'm going to go down to Phuket, and then I'm going to go over to Krabi, and I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to go to there, that shit ain't happening. What happened to Gennaro? He's very quiet today.
Yeah.
There's no barista there, and when there's no barista, I'm going to make a shirt. No barista, no Gennaro. Anyway, choke these slugs and snails.
Waiting for those four to show the wares, huh?
Yeah. Let's see here. I'll hit some tequila when I get back. If you're finished drinking your tequila for health reasons, I'll happily relieve you of your leftover tequila. Well, that might be possible because I just don't, I've been drinking the wine, and that's kind of been my medicine. But like the tequila, it's like, if I'm gonna do a tequila, I'll tell you what, maybe we can work something out. I'll do a tequila night, as long as I have one or two other people on the stream with me and they're drinking. They can drink a little, Jack and Coke, gin and tonic, whatever. They can drink their little, what's the Hemingway one? The mojito, whatever it is, whatever you want, a beer, I don't care. You get one or two guys that want to do that, we'll schedule something at night, and I'll have a couple shots of tequila, might get a little bit crazy for us old folks. With an envelope slip, what is this? Smile. Yeah, that's one way. You just bring out the envelope for the people who you need to get your documents from. I always what? I always get 2 single beds, one for me and one for the hottie. Why? Because you like to sleep alone? But you sleep alone already. What's the point of that? I don't understand. Anyway, let me keep going here. I got to try to at least do something. Provide a little bit of information here. Oh man, Indonesia. I don't know if anybody heard about this.
Yeah.
But another Indonesian airline has crashed with 62 on board, and it was shortly. It was like within 4 or 5 minutes of takeoff.
About 4 minutes.
So,
it dropped almost 11,000 feet right into the sea.
Oh,
and under
into the sea, and they all died.
Oh yeah, they're finding the wreckage now. There's some things over on the Juan Brown's Blanco Lirio channel about it. In fact, it was on the news here. They were playing.
No idea what that is.
Yep. Yeah.
What is this? Oh, you know, that's the thing. Let me see if I can get a hold of. Let me think if I can get a hold of Mr. Nicholas. Not awake yet. Had to take girlfriend to the hospital. She had headaches. They gave her intravenous tramadol. Okay, so that's Mr. Robert. Let me see if I can get a hold of Mr. Nicholas. Hang on a second. I'm going to call him. He's in the next room.
Nicholas, get me a coffee.
If he's off camera, Soy Dog, he just opens the door and hollers, "Hey, Nicholas!"
Nicky, what are you doing? Sleeping? Well, it's late. What are you doing sleeping still? Well, can you think you can do me a favor? I could use another coffee and also bring Sid in here, but close the bathroom door before you'd come in. Okay, that would be good. And I'll make it worth your while. All right, I'll make sure that you're rewarded handsomely since I woke you up. All right. All right. Thank you. Oh my God. He is very tight. It's like I'm like, okay, all right. So thank you. Click. Hangs up. That's what he does. All right, let's see here. What is this? Put some tequila in Sid's water bowl. See if he drinks it. Listen, Bo would kill me if I did that. I'm telling you. You know what? Hang on a second. Let me go back to this. That little cat. He is a cool cat. Okay, I love the little guy, but he is the biggest pain in the ass. I'll be standing there and I'll walk over somewhere and the thing will run in between my legs, almost like he's trying to trip me. I'm sitting there watching a show and I'm starting to fall asleep and I'll feel something bite my feet, and it's him.
Yeah, he wants
he'll
attention.
He'll just jump right on top of me, on top of my head, and that doesn't fly with me. Let me see something.
They are really like little children. They want attention.
Yeah, they are. He really is. He needs attention, and of course, my wife gives him all the attention. She's fine with it. But if I put tequila in his water ball, she would shoot me. All right. Do you think when Thailand opens up,
hit the pylon?
He'll become catatonic.
Yeah, well, I'm already there. Do you think when Thailand opens up, they will charge on flights and hotels? They will charge? I don't know what that means. You got to be a little more clear. What do you mean that they're going to charge? Charge on flights and hotels. Don't they always charge on flights and hotels? Phuket, 20,000 baht fine or a year in jail for not wearing a mask in public. Yeah, that's another thing. They're making the mask mandatory. And, what are you going to do?
Is that for outside or only when you're in a shop?
No, it's for outside. Women like to outside also. Women like to argue, which means separate beds. They like to make up. We move them back together. Now, if we're arguing, first of all, I don't like going to sleep when you're arguing. And if by chance we were arguing, I'd be like, move the fuck over and get away from me. That's my style. I know it doesn't sound very nice, but it gets the job done. If we're in a big argument, it's not my fault. It's like, hey, move over. Yeah, but I don't have any room. I don't care. Move over. Get out of here. Move over before I shove you off the bed, kick you out of the bed. No, I don't really do that. Except for Garuda Airlines, Indonesia is one of the worst. Yeah, they're horrible. That's why I'd rather take a train or a boat. Even a boat is bad. He's not up before noon. Actually, he has been getting up because he's been helping his mother do some heavy-duty cleaning for once, because I've been bitching and moaning about cleaning this place up and how we got plenty of time. This is the thing. You want to stay busy. You want to get shit done. You can do your hobbies, but you can also have little projects. I had a project where I was trying to minimalize. I got into it, did a lot. I stopped. Now I want to get back into it and do it again, Stephen Monash, thumbs up. Wati Crop. What day? Coffee review. The problem with a coffee review is that you have to have two cups of coffee or espresso, right next to each other that were basically done at the same time, so they're at the same temperature so that you get the same feel for the coffee. It's very difficult, and also because you load yourself up with tons of caffeine if you drink it all. You just have to take a little sip. But there are a couple of little coffee shops that I'm considering going to, and one of those is what's the name of that place? Longhorns, the place that we go to, Roots at the Commons. I need to go back there. That's another place I want to go back to. I've been putting off going to get my the GoPro. There's a problem with the little GoPro 4 that I was given, and I need it's the little LCD monitor in the front isn't working, and I can go get it fixed. But that means I got to go all the way across town to get that little thing fixed, and I'm like, eh. And then I got my what is it? I want to go back to the Crystal Design Center because I got my drone, and for 1,600 baht, I can get the thing legal, and I can be flying the thing. I guess I could fly it wherever I can go in Bangkok that's legal to fly, and that way I get some footage from the sky. I could do something like that. Sid is an asshat. Yes, he is. Romantic. Hey, when you're in the middle of a brawl, you don't want to be expressing your love, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but, that's the last thing I want to do is first of all, I don't want to have to even think. I don't like separate beds. I like having plenty of room on the bed so that I can stretch out, she can stretch out. I don't have to wear that. And then, if you just happen to kind of meet in the middle somehow, and, I think that's great. That's the romantic part. Like two ships passing in the night. All right, here's the Bangkok Air. Bangkok Airways suspends flights, closes ticket office. On Friday, they suspended a few flights, including Samui, Phuket, Hat Yai, from the 10th of January to the 31st. The airline will also temporarily close its ticketing office on Wipari Rangsit Road from the 11th to 31st. However, passengers can still reach the airline via their call center or via email and live chat. Those affected by the temporary flight cancellations can rebook their tickets without any change fees. But that's pretty damn big. That is pretty big.
Yeah.
So anyway, anybody got anything positive to talk about? Because that's what I want to talk about. When the cat comes in, at least we got a cat. And if you not scratching me, then we got something lovely to talk about.
Yes, you get cat scratch free there.
What was pretty funny? What was funny is I watched on Netflix the history of swear words, and yesterday that me and the kids have been watching one episode a day, and so yesterday, actually one or two. Yesterday we watched the where the word dick came from, and where the word pussy came from. And in the old days, you used to refer to your woman as your pussy. That is the truth.
Well, at one point, my parents used to call my father used to call my mother pussycat. You know, and it was a term of endearment.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. It was a term of endearment. And, you know, then it somehow took on the sexual, you know, the genitalia connotation, you know. Here's this guy. He's got a lot to say.
I missed it. I always miss the deleted stuff.
I didn't delete it.
Oh, he did. Okay.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know. It's a show about nothing, buddy.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly what this is. We're killing
Show
time.
about nothing. We're killing time. We're just trying to keep busy.
Why not? What else?
Throw out a little smidgen of information here and there, and you know, simple as that.
Yeah, you know, meet up with my wife at about lunchtime today. So.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, or we usually these days we order in, and
yeah.
And to be honest with you know, just the whole thing of going to the mall, going through the whole sign-in process is just such a hassle. And then all you need, in my case, all I need is like somebody that was identified as positive.
That's exactly what I've been saying.
Mall, and then I earned a 2-week hiatus out of work, and you know, right now that'd be very painful. So, you know, you just keep a low profile, but you know, look, there's things there are things to do. So
there are some things to do.
Hobbies and, you
know. Thank you very much, Tony G. Appreciate that. Choke D to you as always. Choke D, choke D.
Fuck me.
You know, Thais don't want to travel with or with a lockdown now. Listen, even when I go to, you know, you're talking about that, and even when I go to Starbucks, I still worry about it because, you know, I will say that when it comes to being in that Starbucks or even at the mall, there's a lot of people who know me. So it would take them about 2 seconds to find me if they found, you know, that the mall was, you know, there's, you know, 800 people have the COVID. Boom, they're right on me. Thank you very much there, Soy Dog Cowboy. Let me get to all these messages. And, you know, that is the big thing now. It's not necessarily, I mean, listen, I've been talking about this, and it is a pain in the ass to get around from my neighborhood. And even from Jono's neighborhood, he's like, it's a pain to, you know, you got to go out. And it's like you got to suit up and, you know, get ready to go out. You know, it's like you got to prepare yourself to go out to the world and, you know, deal with any bullshit that's going on. And, you know, I guess it depends on your frame of mind, but, you know, when you're used to being locked down, so to speak, you know, you get to the point where you're like, is it really worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze? And most of the time it's not. I mean, I can order my groceries right off an app. And if I can't, like the other day, I looked on the app, there was no coffee, the Lavazza coffee that I like so much.
Yeah.
And you know, I still have about a half a can. And then I have 2 of the Segafredo coffees, you know, 2 bricks. And then the other day when I was streaming, I saw that, hey, the app doesn't show the Lavazza is in stock, but it is in stock, and I bought one. I got plenty of coffee. I got plenty of food here. I don't have to go out. But it is nice to show things on the stream. And, you know, maybe I'll do more videos. I was going to say something. Yesterday I did that little video. I have another video coming up. I think it's going to go up tomorrow morning rather. That's a Monday morning. It'll be Sunday night in the U.S. And it's actually pretty good, but it's not about chicks. I don't have a lot of guys writing me with letters right now. Every once in a while I get a question.
I got a letter.
Yeah, I got a letter, but that's a little bit different than the chowderhead. Now, I'm not opposed to, really, honestly, at this juncture, seeing how people reacted to just that letter last night, I'm not opposed to doing a Chowderhead video. However, I don't want to do one where some dumbass comes in and I'm like going, this can't be true. This is a bunch of bullshit.
All right, so be selective on,
I want to be selective. So if you want to send your letters in, you can do so. It's an American in Bangkok at gmail.com. You can do it that way. Mr. Azir says, hello. Hi. I come for the information. What is this? I come for the information and stay for the Chowderheads. Yeah, there are a lot of Chowderheads here. Is Soy Dog Cowboy also Middle Eastern? He looks Lebanese. You have to ask them.
I am not, although I have gotten, I see your question, am I Italian or Lebanese? I am, my family background is Russian Polish.
Well, Longhorn says you're Taliban.
Yes. I am recruiting for ISIS. Come join me.
That's a kind of a off-color joke, we'll say.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I am.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Soy Dog Cowboy. Choke D for you. Soy Dog, what's your family background?
Russian Polish.
Are you Italian and stealing? Who stole his line? What line? Timothy Oliphant. I don't know who that is. I mean, I know he was the guy in Deadwood. You know, that was a great show. Where's my coffee? Here it is. As if on cue. There it is.
Is his nickname Beer?
This is Nick.
Beer
and
Beer.
All right, hang on a second. Thank you very much for the coffee. Don't put his tail in my coffee, please. And let's take a look at Mr. Sid here.
Cop con cop.
All right, he says cop con cop. Hey,
Wow,
what's up, dude?
Getting bigger now, huh? Yeah.
Who, Nicky or the cat?
The cat. The last time I saw him, yeah, he was much smaller. That was before he had the
fucking bite my nose and I'm gonna kick your ass. Come over here and show yourself.
He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Squat down.
What's up? What's going on?
Nicholas.
Hello. Show those muscles, Nicholas.
Yeah, actually,
wow. He's good.
He's starting to get them. He's been doing the pull-ups. How many pull-ups now?
15.
15?
Yeah, this morning.
Wow.
He did 15 pull-ups straight this morning, so he's shooting for 20.
You doing Muay Thai at all?
He has done Muay Thai. He's not doing it now. Most of the gyms are shut down. But he's doing it to try to get in the military. But I don't know if that's going to get nixed or not. Between his mother and also, just get the inconvenience and difficulty getting over there, the timing of everything because of the COVID, then coming back if he needs to, all that kind of stuff.
I know, but the pension.
He said the pension, which means, after you're 20 years, you don't want to have to worry about money again. He said the juice is worth the squeeze. Oh, is that where it came from? I thought it was from Jono. Jin Dube. I don't know what the hell that means. Of these three guys, Soy Dog is the hottest. Well, you're banned. We don't need any. We don't need any of that kind of talk.
Hey, listen, Azir, you're my new best friend.
You're not banned, but Jesus Christ, we don't want to hear any more of that stuff. Okay. And I'm not here to be hot, believe me.
Actually, I think Nicholas wins in the better looking category, as he is.
It's Sid. It's Sid with a Y, SYD. That's pretty good. Huh?
Right.
Must not have been rolling around in the shit box. He could be so cool when he's like this.
Good looking cats guy. I mean, yeah.
Oh, he's got the best temperament most of the time, and even when he doesn't, and he wants to play, and he gets crazy.
Yeah.
Is he sleeping?
Yeah.
Nicholas looks like Pac-Man, like the fighter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Alex looks like, what is it? Lennon. What is it? Bruce Lennon. He's a cross with his back, the way his back and his abs are now. He looks like Bruce Lee when he's flexing, but he's got the face of like an Asian John Lennon. so we call him Bruce Lennon. What is this? Did he choose a branch? He wants the Army, but his mother is vehemently against him going over there now. And I'm not sure about it being a good idea right now either, simply because of what's going on with the COVID and the inability to
Take a gap. You don't need to
go
go.
in and out. Yeah, well, he's got to convince his mother, and I'm trying to thread the needle because I believe in both going to college, before and going to college after. I believe in both. He can do it however he wants, but she's a little more.
Yeah,
different.
but,
Yes, he is just so chilled right now.
He's like a
Who's that
baby.
cat?
I mean,
where did you get
I
this?
mean, when they do that
Right down
stuff,
the
they're
street.
really
The street
very
cat?
trusting.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
He's
like,
pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Want to go over to
had
Nick?
cats most of my life, and I know that's how they can be.
They're fantastic sometimes, but I mean, like when I'm laying there and he just refuses to stop biting me or jumping on me. I mean, the other day I'm laying there on the ground, kind of watching TV just because it was comfortable. I got a couple pillows down. I'm laying there, and all of a sudden I feel this force hit me, and it was him running from across the room as fast as he can. And he ran right into me. What the hell is this? All right, so
they like to be up on.
They like getting up high. That's what it is.
That's right. So, do you have a cat tree in your house?
We have one of those things where you can jump around and scratch, and one of those poles that has a rug on it and all that shit.
Right. But some of them have like a perch up top, and they love that. Cats like to go up there.
He's got one, but it's not all that high. It's only
Yeah.
Hey, Sid. Kid has to do what he wants. Oh, recommend Navy. Yes, I've heard that before because of the best tech. Ow, Sid is adorable. Give him to me for 2 weeks. When I get there, I'll put him through boot camp. Give him a taste. Oh, that sounds good to me. Look at this
guy. It's pretty funny.
Yep.
Here you go. I'm going to carry Sid around on we talked about me getting a parrot and having him sit on my shoulder and during every single stream. But now I think I might change my mind. I'm going to have Sid on my shoulder every day.
Hey, I
because
guarantee
he doesn't want to go into Nicholas doesn't want to go into coding, right? He's not into the whole computer thing, not like Alex is.
Really?
Sid is looking for my next destination. Yeah.
Yeah, cyber warfare is the thing to be in right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's he wants to work with dogs for what that's worth.
Yeah, I had an uncle that was who was a colonel in the Army. He was a veterinarian.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
why don't you become a vet?
Yeah, work. Yeah, he yeah.
Maybe. There you go. All right. Well, let's see here. Anything else we got to talk about? Oh, this I didn't even talk about this here. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, I did. We did talk about that. Anything else important? I don't even know how many people were found to have the virus yesterday, or how many people. There's 67 people dead now.
Let me see.
212, including 187 local infections, and 112 people have received alerts on the Mochana contact tracing app. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's come down a little bit over the last number of days, right? I think Monday about 745. That was a high, last week.
Let's get Sid a girlfriend. Let's not, because I don't. Yeah, let's not. You can have your folks write a letter to their congressman and get Nick in West Point or Annapolis. Oh, God. Yeah, listen. I'm not even going to get into that for various reasons. Gotta go. Benny, you take care, huh? Thanks for everything, and thanks for joining me here. Yeah, Sid's balls are gone, and he's never forgiven me for that. Tony says, I regret not becoming a vet. Good money and no fucked up insurance billing to deal with. Yeah, and the other thing, I don't know how many times you get malpractice suits as a veterinarian. Probably a hell of a lot less than as a doctor. Let's see here. Yeah, it says there is a steep nosedive in the transportation industry, domestic air, still plenty of beds for people. What is this here? Nicholas, you got any info on the virus here? Any behind the scenes info? Important stuff? Got anything you want to say here? Any important? What sucks? He says the COVID sucks. Why does it suck? Because you can't go and see your friends at will? Because it kills a lot of people. That's pretty simplistic. It's killed 67 people in Thailand.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
It's pretty good. I mean, more people die on the road. Yeah, okay, you're talking about the whole world, but how does that affect you right now? It just bothers you because
He's
you're
got
sensitive?
control there. I like that. And it's, he's.
Huh? But what? He said, well, there's just a lot of people dead and dying, and you got to worry about it. Yeah, like, he does know. Uh-oh, what happens to Bruce? He does know that, my parents can't see my sister. Although I don't know, if my mother and father both get the vaccine, it might be easier for them to have her come over. But she's dealing with a lot of people in her business, and yeah, it looks like Bruce is having some technical difficulties. I don't know. Did he just say something?
I don't. Yeah. Yeah, it does look like he's having issue. Not sure why though. I mean, he'll either bounce back out, and then you'll have to check the green room occasionally. Just see
I'm in the
what's going
green room. It's not.
Okay.
It's not. He's authenticated. Anyway, yes, COVID sucks, but that's life. What are you gonna do? That's the thing. We're riding it out. That's the whole reason I was thinking, what am I gonna make the title of this? You got to stay busy, and you got to ride it out. And you just, as irritated as I may get sometimes, and it's easy to get irritated at this because it does suck. Your sister could still go over. Everyone wears a mask. You have to visit outside, imitating in the shade, having some conversation. Yeah, I know, but I guess if they come over, it's kind of like, all right, well, we can't even come inside, and they don't want to. I don't know the whole reasoning behind it, but I would imagine that, but the thing is, they just can't visit as they normally would. Bruce, I don't know where you are, but it looks like I got a message here. What is this?
Probably him.
Bruce, I lost the power of my building, heard the circuit breaker trip.
Perfect.
Wow. There you go.
Perfect.
This is Thailand. All right, let me see here. Your sister could go over, blah, blah, blah. Do you think that most countries will require proof of vaccination before you enter them? Yes.
Definitely.
I don't know what, how worthwhile they're going to be, though, visiting. And if so, I wonder how they would do. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because one may not always work for, one vaccine may not work for, a particular strain, talking. Yeah, they could visit and talk that way. I think it's just too easy to go, oh, well, let's go inside or let's go sit down. And even that, I mean, yeah, but I think they're just, because of my parents' age, I think they're just really being leery about everything, Now let's see. Say goodbye, Sid. Bring him over here and say goodbye. Yeah, they can see him over there. Say goodbye, Sid.
Nice.
Now he's starting to bite me. See, he starts to bite my finger. He's not doing it now. Why aren't you going to bite me now? Well, you normally do. He must be in a good mood. There you go. See? He likes to nibble, but then, ow! You see, he'll bite your arm or like your toe or something, and he'll start to. At first, it was because of his his baby teeth. He likes this though. He's not even moving. Look at him.
Yeah, man.
Say goodbye.
Bye, Sid.
Shit, he's all tangled up in my wires. Nicholas, a little help. Ow! Motherfucker. Don't dig the fucking... You little bastard. Get him off of me. Here, crying. Does he sleep with you? Sometimes. Close the door, please. Thank you. I'm very lucky when I live, even apathetic, being not able to... Again, I'm going to say this. It's not... Yeah, the virus, okay, the possibility that, hey, maybe it could actually kill me. That's not good. But it's more that knowing that if you really want to go do something, you can't go do it. I'd love to be able to fly back to the United States right now and then come back, a couple weeks, a month later. I'd love to be able to do that now. I haven't seen my parents, in years. And it's getting to the point where, it's bothering me now. So, I don't like not having that freedom. And I don't like the idea that, the government can just go, oh, well, sorry, you're not going anywhere now. And if you are, you're going to have to go, where are the papers? It's like, see you, Sid. Yes, see you. Where does he sleep? He sleeps with Nicholas most of the time. And sometimes Alex Alex has a thing with him. He'll grab him and he'll just baby him. It's like I think Alex will be a good father. And Nicholas is pretty cool with him, too. Cats have gnarly teeth. Yes, they do. He doesn't usually scratch me, but he does bite me. And I don't mean like full on chomp on me, but he'll just do it just hard enough to where you're like, oh, you little bastard, So, can you do a video meetup with your parents? You mean I could, but they don't want to do it. They're just not into the whole, we're talking on the phone. I know, but we could see each other. Yeah, but, maybe one day. That's kind of their mentality. They're just not with the whole new technology, And even that, I mean, listen, it is the next best thing to being there, but it's not being there.
Yes, exactly.
And I do have a few things that I need to get done in the United States and also at the VA and just all kinds of things, at the banks. There's all kinds of stuff I need to get done. And I'm like, I would have liked to have it done by now. I would have liked to seen them by now. I would, and you just can't. And, the thing is everybody's in the same boat. So, you just kind of, you roll with it. You ride the storm out. You do what you can to take your mind off it. It's almost kind of like we're in the middle of an extended breakup with a girl that we really loved. And the only way to get around it is just to keep busy and take your mind off of it, I think we took flying all over the world freely for granted because I miss it so much now. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just miss being able to go, I want to take a train and go out of the country. I'm going to go to the border and get somebody to take me across and take me into Phnom Penh. I mean, I've done all kinds of strange things, I mean, I took the train from southern Myanmar from northern Myanmar to southern Myanmar, and then went by a minivan, across the Thai border, and then some chick picked me up in a car who I didn't know. I was just kind of like walking along, and she stopped and gave me a ride. Or it was her van, I think it was. She gave me a ride, then stuck me in her car. She changed, took me in a car, took me all the way to Kanchanaburi, and then I took the train home. I mean, I miss having that freedom, to be able to do things. It made a big difference for me not being able to see my mom during the COVID. We got her an iPad. Yeah, I gotta get my mother get her with the program, man. Wish I had parents I couldn't see during the COVID. Yeah, I know. It's, I'm happy to be able to at least talk to them.
Mm.
But I gotta, maybe in conjunction with my sister, I can get them on, line or on I got Skype. They got Skype. It's not that difficult. It's just a matter of getting them in the habit of doing it. They know how to do it. I mean, at least my mother does. I don't know about my father. They know how to do it, but and I think the whole online thing, while it's valuable, I think people are starting to learn now that being online just ain't the same as doing things in person. I saw this, and I get this commercial all the time about it's the greatest fitness app ever. They got a commercial, I think, on YouTube. And it shows, hey, you get this and you get that, but it's online. And I'm like, okay, how great is it really going to be? It's going to be better than a personal trainer? Nah, I don't think so. At least with Thai language, you can talk to somebody and they're talking back to you. And as long as the connection's good, you're just having a conversation and you can learn things. I still think it'd be a little better to be in person, but trust me, they will love it. Nah, I know. And I have done it once before. My thing was, don't you want to see the kids? So I'll have to try to work that out. What is this here? Oh, power loss in the building. Same thing. Okay. Anyway, what are you doing over there, Mr. Cowboy?
I'm trying to cook something, but
I need to eat a good meal. That's what I need. I'm gonna make some pasta. Like I said, I'm gonna make some pasta fazool and also some minestrone soup. I bought all the stuff yesterday. I got a bunch of beans. I got all kinds of stuff. I got the pasta. I'm ready to start cooking. Mom gets confused now and then, even irritable. Says if I share a page, but overall she likes it. Listen, my mother has taken numerous photos on her trips abroad. She's been to India, Nepal. She's been to Alaska. She's been to Ireland. She's been to she went, I think, on the Danube River. She's been all over the place, and she takes photos with her iPhone. The only problem is she doesn't know how to get the photos off the iPhone onto her computer. So my sister finally helped her like a year ago, but it took her like 3 years to get the photos off her phone. Just because she was like, I don't care. I'm like, well, send me some photos. So she sent them through me. She just emailed them, and she would never take them off of her phone. So that's how some people are. They just they're resistant to new technology and change. Line app is great. I love it. I don't particularly like the WhatsApp. I don't really like it. Facebook is from. I hate Facebook. You know why? Because I don't like Mark Zuckerberg. I don't like any of them. I don't like Twitter. I don't like Facebook. I don't like Instagram. And you know what? I don't even like Parler. I don't like Tumblr. I don't like any of these fucking things. I'll use a Line app because it's communication. Facebook, how many of you really need Facebook? Think about it. Do you really need Facebook? Are you going to go crazy if you don't have your Facebook fix? Because if you are, I feel sorry for you. You're going to need to, you might want to get some help. Mom and I use Facebook. Well, I know a lot of people who they are on Facebook simply because they have certain people that they talk to. I'm one of them. However, I am going to send out emails at some point that says, I'm going to delete this. So, this is the way you contact me if you want to get a hold of me. If social networks were to go away tomorrow, what would happen? Nothing. People would find alternatives. They would find an alternative way to communicate. They would use Skype again. They would use Zoom. For MySpace. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to know what people think about him getting banned from Twitter, especially the Americans. I think it's a bit extreme to ban him from Twitter, to ban the President of the United States from Twitter. I think that's just too extreme. I don't think that they should be doing that. And I think that it does. There is a point, like you say, you can't, like the saying goes, you can't just go into a movie theater and start yelling fire when it's not true. But I think that, Twitter, they're so full of shit. And same with
Longhorns, that's pretty funny.
the same. Yeah, that is pretty funny. The same with, Twitter, Facebook, all these. They're all full of shit, these guys. Why is it everybody's full of shit nowadays? All these people, these big companies, they'll do anything to protect that revenue, to protect their interest or whatever. I mean, anything. What was that? First U.S. Well, Twitter hasn't been around all that long. Yes, he will find another way to connect with people.
What else could he have? He has a freaking press room and make him go like a normal president. And
well, I never understood why he's using Twitter, to be honest.
Well, I understand it. The guy, he's addicted to it. He gets instant gratification, and he's able to just spew out shit when he wants.
Yeah, this is the thing. How is it? He's what, 75 years old, 72 years old, rather, something like that. 72-year-old man is addicted to fucking Twitter.
Listen,
because he gets a Woody because he gets a reaction.
Yeah, look, he's an entertainer.
He's like a troll, actually.
He is a troll, but he's an entertainer. That's what he does. It's like he's,
Yes, but okay, but get back to the point. Did what he said, and I don't know his exact words. I know, but he said something about take to the streets, protest. Why is Twitter banning him, but allowing people like the Ayatollah, allowing all these other groups to be able to communicate freely?
Well, I think that, what they said was that based on information they have of planning another rally coming up right before the inauguration, it was just too dangerous to have him out there and encouraging.
So it's less dangerous now?
With a wink and a nod.
They need to get off themselves. It's less dangerous now. No. What it is now they've won, and they can say, fuck you, we got you off here. So if anything happens, we're not to blame.
Listen, it's amazing.
It's going to be dangerous. And if you look at some of these guys who were caught already, who did shit, these are not fucking rocket scientists. These are fucking nutcase extremists, no different than a left extremist, a right, some Muslim extremists. They're no fucking different.
Yeah, but these people fucking stormed the goddamn Capitol.
I understand, and they are extremists.
Anyway, I think he's just it's funny. For 4 years, he's actually 5 if you count the run up to the election. He's had this platform and just driven everyone crazy. It has been
that doesn't mean that he should be banned.
Well, listen,
I get driven crazy. If I let myself, I'm driven crazy by a fucking. Somebody parked their fucking truck in front of my house the other day. I just about went out there and took a fucking baseball bat to the guy.
Yeah, Yeah.
But you know what? I stopped myself. Okay, maybe he doesn't stop himself. But yes, this sets a very bad precedent. And what it makes me think of is control, control, control. Fuck you. I don't want to be controlled. I'm not doing anything wrong. And you know what? For him to be a president and say, take to the streets, protest, to me, there is no problem with that. Now, if these people decide to go in and storm the Capitol, excuse me, he didn't tell them to do that. Now, I don't know. Maybe he did. That's what I'm saying. I didn't look into this in depth. Apple, Google, remove Parler. Yes. So, yeah, well, it's funny because I have Parler. I downloaded it yesterday. You know, I don't ever use it, but I downloaded it just to see if I could.
It's funny. I tried to download it, to see if I could too, and I couldn't. Obviously,
Really?
Yeah, I tried yesterday. I thought that somebody had said, "Oh, it's in 24 hours they were going to ban it." So I said, "Well, let me download this," and sure enough, it was gone.
Black Lives Matter stormed the Capitol too, but the Capitol Police didn't let them in.
No, they didn't. They just didn't. It's not true.
What? They didn't storm the Capitol?
They did not storm the Capitol.
They did get violent, though, and they have gotten violent, and nobody's done a fucking thing about it.
Sure.
Why have they not done anything about it? Why have there been counters to the right, but the left seems to get away with this shit? Like in Seattle, that fucking mayor should have done something immediately. Get your fucking cops out there. Get the National Guard in there. Wipe these motherfuckers off the fucking planet if you have to. You cannot allow this kind of stuff in a free and democratic society, period. I don't care if
I
you're
agree. I think that any type of violence in writing is not the way to get your message across and to make change. But there's a difference between storming the goddamn Capitol to stop an election, which is a damn coup.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he is the one to blame for that.
Well, again, it comes down.
You can say what you want about what he said. And I mean, listen, I used to love the guy. I don't love him anymore. I think that the way he's conducted himself as a politician has made the United States look like, he's done some good things, but he still has conducted himself like a jackass. Okay. He's banned because it's red versus blue. It's been like that for a while, unfortunately. This is the thing. The country is very divided. And, CCP likes to ban people from speaking. There are, listen, I could say some things about here. I could say some things about North Korea, Iran, many other countries. And, we like to think we're free in the United States or we have freedom of speech. Guess what? We don't always. Sedition is the reason. Well, I kind of take exception with that.
Okay. The big question is, how long before Melania files for divorce?
Yeah, well, that she could just be trying to hold it together just for the good of the country. I'd like to know, like how often does he still bang her? How often has he been banging her? I mean,
that ain't
but that's if there's people in the know about that, then okay, well, if he's banging her 4 or 5 times a week, which I don't think that's happening, but you never know, then she's probably going to stick around because she wouldn't be doing that, Although she might just do it to shut him up,
I have a feeling that ain't happening.
Interested to hear how you both feel about American politics at the moment. Watching from afar, it's like a bad movie. Well, I do believe it's a bad movie. It is a fucking bad movie, and I'm fucking embarrassed by what the fuck's going on there. Red, blue, it's all bull. They're bad as each other. Yeah, it's only about power. This is the thing. It's about the party now and not the people. And the politicians, all they want to do is stay in power and stay in power. Fuck that. You need to have some kind of a limit.
I agree with that. Term limits.
In the U.S., you can't download Parler. Well, I did download it yesterday, but I'm on the, mine is I'm on the U.S. I was on the U.S. iTunes yesterday.
You probably
not on the Thai.
Yeah.
I can go back and forth to the U.S. iTunes and also the, or the App Store and also the Thai one.
Google was first to do it, so
yeah,
Apple.
Black Lives Matter stormed the state court chanting, "This is our court," and that's tolerated. See, dude, there are videos of the Capitol Police letting them in. Yes, I know. I've seen some things. Now, I wasn't there. I don't know, how that video. I did see some of that. I don't really know what I think about it, but it sure does look like they didn't do a hell of a lot. But was it a setup? Was it? This is the thing. The trust is gone. It's like some chick who tells you she loves the hell out of you, and then you find out she's banged, 10 of your friends, and she's done porn movies, with 25 different actors, and here you were thinking that she was Little Miss Innocent. It's the same thing. You don't know what the hell to believe after a chick like that. Every chick who you see, you're going to be like, oh, what the hell's going on here? I'd rather people storm the Capitol for a rigged election than burn down cities and riot. I'd rather that none of that shit happened. Black Lives Matter was at the steps of the Capitol. The only reason they could not enter is because Capitol Police stopped them. Just use the web version, not the app. Yes, you can do that. I haven't seen much news for a few weeks. I don't compare anything. He's out and Biden is in, waiting for my 2,000 check that I don't need. I'll put it in the market. Cha-ching. I'm just glad I don't live in America. I'll never go back. Dowlow, thank you very much. Choke D. Appreciate that. Coming all the way from Oz. Listen, Australia has jumped up. Now, I don't know, maybe it's because of the COVID, but in the last few months, it used to be that the United States was the first country of people who watched my channel, and then it was Thailand and UK, and then Australia, and then maybe Canada or Singapore. And now it's, hey, thanks a lot, Dallo. Have a good day. And now the Australians have come up. They're number 2 now. So see you in the next chat. Yes, partisan politics and agenda. Need to limit the insipid idolizing and make them accountable and transparent. Yeah. You're glad you don't. Now, listen here, Andrew, I'm just curious. And you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but I'm curious. You're in Vietnam. How are you able to stay there long term? And what happens if they say, we don't renew your tourist visa or your business visa or whatever? What are you going to do?
Yeah,
Go
I'm
somewhere
interested
else?
at that too. What visa do they have? Because I heard they don't have a retirement visa. They only
No,
have
they
these.
don't. But, I was going to get a
So-
business visa after I went there. I thought, you know what, I'd like to have this just as a backup. And I was going to get it, and I kept thinking about it. And then, the COVID happened, and I was like,
monthly
I
visas
kept
every
thinking
month.
about it,
So he pays for monthly visas every month. Is that difficult to do?
You get an extension.
I mean, that pays for a tourist visa every month. Jesus
Now,
Christ.
are you allowed to do that because of the COVID, so they don't make you leave, or what's the reason for that? Do they give you an extension of 1 month every? Can you get an extension is what I mean, or are you just getting extension after extension after extension? Jesus Christ.
That's really every month. I wonder, is it easy to do it? I mean, do you
I'm
have
wondering
to,
if at some point they're going to say enough,
So it's $55 a month.
Agreed.
All right.
Congress should have term limits like president, but these politicians want to have jobs for life. Yeah. $55 a month. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not. But it's interesting that you have to do it every month.
Say it's not that bad.
But do you have to go to immigration every single month? I mean, we complain
You
about
use an agent. You use an agent, I'm pretty sure. Or you should be able to use an agent. I was in touch with an agent. Somebody that lived there, the guy who lived there, I forget his name now, but he set me up with her, and she was very good. She was very thorough. She told me everything, and I just needed to decide, do I want to fork over the cash? And at the time, I was like, I think I should wait. And then I waited too long. Then I went to Hong Kong, and I said, screw it. You got Soy Dog Cowboy. You don't have any lady friends in Florida, do you?
I do.
I mean, like, I'm talking about like lady friends.
I have a girl I met, if that's what you're meaning.
Okay.
She's actually, so I'm a little nervous about it because she is, she works as a hostess at this very trendy restaurant / club. In Florida, they don't give a shit about COVID. And I'm like, now they test her every week. She gets tested. Now they're doing every like 4 days there. So,
Wow.
but she's practically lives with me, which is a little bit, I'm not loving that.
She's there right now?
No, she's working. It's Saturday night. She's at this club.
So what's going to happen when you need to go back to New York or head to Thailand? The love affair is over?
Pretty much.
Well, we're talking hypothetically, of course. So if she ever sees this, it's just a joke. We're just joking.
If she manages to somehow see this and find this, I will say pretty impressive, and leave me. But yeah, I met her on the app OkCupid, one of those dating apps, and
oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I wasn't going out.
That's even more interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't going out to bars. I'm not doing any of that shit. But I met her on there, and we met for coffee, and then and she's age appropriate for me. She's like 45 or 44, I think, something like that.
Wow.
But
this is funny as hell.
I'm chatting. Very sexy. But listen.
I don't know. Can 45-year-old normal women be very sexy? I guess they can be.
Oh yeah, she got a hell of a body. However, my own issues are always,
I got 3 noses.
My own issues is I just, long term, very tough for me to have relationships. So, it is, I like being by myself a lot, so, but she goes to stay with her parents, as well, usually about 3 days to 4 days a week. And then she goes out, to this restaurant place to be a hostess. And I'm like, okay, so I have my time,
But are you going to send me a letter where I go, all right, I got a letter. We got a real chowderhead here for you.
Met this girl. She says she
I may go back through some of the old letters that I got until I can get some letters and just read those. And then, I'll give my new take on it.
Right. Exactly. Your
Asian? That's a good question.
No, she's not. She's not. She's not.
Wait, no, not what her name, but where's she come from?
She's actually from New York as well. She actually
she come from New York?
She's
you got
New
New York lady?
She moved down here literally like 2 days before I moved down here. I don't
understand you though. I think you love Asian lady. I think you love Thai lady. Now I feel really bad because why you go with the New York lady? I don't understand.
ชอบผู้หญิงคนไทยแบบใช่ผู้หญิงคนเมืองนิวยอร์กมาจากเมืองนิวยอร์ก I like all types. I do.
Yeah, well, you know what we say. I'm not going to say it on here because it's kind of vulgar, but listen, it's all about location. I'm sorry. I don't care how big your dick is. It's not reaching over to Thailand. So
yes,
there's not much you're going to do with Thai chicks over here. And, I've been talking about putting together a book. I'm actually thinking about making it like some kind of an audio series or something where I have a bunch of stories of Thai women. Everything's from their perspective about, him have too many lady, and now he loved lady New York. He lied me. He don't tell me about this, and what I do, I have to get new man because he don't come to me because COVID so bad here. What can I do? The arrow, fucking stupid shit. The arrow is moving to doomsday. Chowderhead. Well, make me a reservation. Okay, I make reserve for you. Okay, when you want, come see me. I make sure I bring my sister. She make you happy too. Very happy. Oh God. Well, that's good that you found somebody there. Keep you warm at night. Keep you company.
Exactly.
You know,
It-
you're
it's-
gonna
it's
have to
good
pay a
company.
lot more than that to enjoy the pleasure of my company. I love that line. That was in Gangs of New York.
Yeah. Oh man.
Fantastic line. Anyway, all right, where are we at here? We're 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I'm getting the impression that Soy Dog Cowboy is sleepy. He's sleepy. He wait for lady come home. He need power for love long time, and you know,
How long? How long have you been streaming for? Here, this is
2
what?
hours and 50, almost 16 minutes. 2 hours 16 minutes.
Not bad.
So yeah.
What are you going to be doing? What's the plan today? Just to
My plan? Cook. I'm cooking and cleaning. Like I need to clean up my stuff. I got a bunch of junk and clothes and stuff like that. I need to throw away some clothes. The wife, she's got like 4 of those dressers full of clothes. And I'm like, what do you need all these clothes for? So she's gone through, bagged them up, and there's a good question for you, Soy Dog Cowboy. I kind of need to do the same thing.
do not have separate beds, and I will, and it's not going to happen either. Longhorns. I will be seeing you there.
Never say never.
I'm pretty confident. I just need to find the good airfare again. Yeah, I have my price.
I think it will get easier eventually to come over here. But I think in the long run, they are going to continue to make it a little more difficult for foreigners to come here. Not only because of the COVID, but because I think they're starting to realize that, we are not their golden goose, because it can be yanked away from them at any time. And the number of hotels right now, they're actually asking and requesting that hotels close so that their employees can get Social Security benefits. And so imagine you got Bangkok Airways, which is shutting down some of their flights. Thai Airways has delayed their flights. They've been in a lot of financial trouble for a while. You got Air Asia in trouble. You got hotels in trouble here. They're going to get to a point of no return where even if they want to have a high number of tourists to come back, they're not going to be ready for it. And, and that may drive the prices up of everything. I don't know. We'll see. But, it is what it is. Like I said, and like I titled the video, you got to stay busy with whatever it is, a hobby, in a new lady, whatever it might be, and you got to ride the storm out.
Yeah.
Soy Dog Cowboy, any old port in a COVID storm is better than open water.
There is a philosophy to live by.
Got to be flexible, Longhorns, and try the Lady Boys as a backup. Oh, I heard something yesterday. This was in the, I try to say, male, female, and then in between, we're not sure. And, I don't mean that disrespectfully, honestly, because sometimes I'm like, I'm not sure, is it a he or a she? But I heard yesterday in that movie, Gangs of New York, I heard, what's this, Bill the Butcher call them she-he's. They're called she-he's, which is different from the he-she that I've heard in the past. So that was pretty good. Anyway, what is this? Are you having a tiff with Mr. Longhorns, Monash? Or Monash is having a tiff with Longhorns? Or Longhorns is having what? 2-and-1s, finish one side, turn them over. Well, it sounds like you know about this, but I'm content, so I'm not going to give it a try. I've come close a couple of times, and not willingly, not knowingly. It was accidental. That was a long time ago, though. And some guy wrote the other day. I put the thing up about the. It was like one of the favorite 13 videos or something like that. I forget what it was. It was up a video I put up a little while ago, and it had to do with the dancing girls in Nakhon Phanom. And it's very clear that they are not women. you can look. You just, if you got, like, my screen is like 15 inches. I can see that they're, very easily, these are men dressed up as women, And the guy wrote me, "Oh my God, you need to get your eyes checked. If you really think that these are women, oh my God." I'm like, that's the whole point. I put it to see how many people would say anything. And only one person said something, and then this guy said something. A lot of people either just didn't want to say anything, or because they're not sure what to say, or they just didn't know. They just thought, "Oh, these are women dancing. Oh, lovely." And they're not really paying attention. I'd rather be straight up gay and be with a normal guy than a lady boy. All right. Well, now the truth comes out. At least it's good. It's all right. If you want to come out of the closet, I'm here for you, buddy. I'll still be your friend. It's not a problem. I really it doesn't bother me in the least. Whatever you want to be who you want to be. So anyway, we're almost at 2 hours and 30 minutes. That is the cutoff for this stream. I'm done doing these 5-hour streams. Straight up guy over a lady boy. What? Over a lady boy. Interesting. We don't need to go here. This stream does not need to go in this direction. I'd rather go in the direction of poo than this direction. But yeah, I think we went over quite a few things on the news here. What's going on? If you're here in Thailand, just hang in there. If you're elsewhere, hang in there. No matter where you are, just hang in there. I think we'll be all right. Jono would be your first pick. Ew, I'm going to tell him. That's nasty, man. No offense to him, but, he is an old guy. I mean, I think we've kind of we've lost Soy Dog Cowboy here. He's just like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? Jono would be my first pick. Well, it is close to poo. Yeah, it's about that quality, so I appreciate it. Hey, listen, I got a few minutes left. If you really got a great Chowderhead story, go ahead.
I'm going to let you finish the stream for the last few minutes on your own.
You take it easy. Have fun with your friend, and stay out of trouble. Don't have any accidents. I don't want to hear you're going to be a daddy or anything like that. We need to, stay safe.
That ain't happening.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for joining us. Say goodbye, everybody.
Always a pleasure.
Mr. Cowboy. All right. I'll talk to you later. All right. There we go. Very nice. He can cook. Oh, so that's why you want Jonas. So you don't want him for his tight booty. You want him because he can cook. I'm going to have a chat with him. It did take some time, but Stephen Monash has come out. Das Vidanya. Somebody going to get lucky tonight. Oh, God. All right. Anyway, let me get back to my little spiel at the end here. And I'm not talking about the end. I'm talking about the end of the stream. If you have not already subscribed, please do so. I am going to try to go to like Chinatown or, I've been meaning to go to Kinokuniya Books in M. Courtier, which, I know I was there a couple of weeks ago. Maybe I'll go there and get, I want to get a couple of books. Maybe I'll go to Terminal 21 and have some lunch there or something, just to stick it to Longhorns, because I know he really likes Terminal 21. But that'll be happening. But if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe. If you have, thank you for joining me. Thank you to all the people who help support the channel. I really appreciate it. Listen, you keep me motivated, and even when I'm not motivated, I'm motivated enough to go fuck it. And by the time I'm done with the stream, then I'm like, hey, that was great. Good fun. There are new shirts out for those who are interested. We got the cancel cuntiness, which I know that's a bit harsh, and maybe, some people might be embarrassed to wear that. I wouldn't recommend wearing it into your job if you value your job. There's also the definition of the schmecklehead. There's the definition of chowderhead, and there's the newest one, which is make Orwell great again. Make what is it? Make Orwell fiction again. It's like make America great again. Make Orwell fiction again. We got that, and so everything is down in the description there. Not counsel cuntiness. Cancel, as in cancel. There's no cuntiness allowed. Okay? Cancel. You know, cancel culture. We don't need cuntiness. No cuntiness allowed. Something like that. All right? But the make Orwell, what is it? Fiction again. That shirt has actually been selling very well. And I'm happy about that. Very happy about that. So thank you to all those people who have already bought it. If you want a bit of a discount, oh, thank you very much, Mr. Kun Lee. I'm just going to call you Kun Lee, not Mr. Lee, but I'll call you Kun Lee. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. If you want a discount on the T-shirt, use the code Orwell. From now until the 13th, which I think is Tuesday, I may be streaming on. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow. I enjoy a day off once in a while, and I had one yesterday. I got a video going up, I think, tomorrow morning, so I'll probably stream on Tuesday. But I should be somewhere, not at home, not at the usual Starbucks. So hopefully you can be with me. The accent. What fucking accent? Orwell matters. Orwell's life matters. Thumbs up. Thank you. How is Orwell? Well, I think right now he's dead, but you know what? He lives for a long, long time. He's living. At least in the future, he should be alive. I don't know for how much longer. I got his book over there, 1984. I read it a couple months ago. And started reading it again, and then I stopped. But yeah, it's manufacturing consent, long dead. Yes, he is long ago dead. Eric Blair, aka George Orwell. And what's that other book I'm thinking about getting through here? Oh. That was the Southeast Asia. I want to go review that again. The history of Southeast Asia in a nutshell. He was only 47. How did he die? Didn't he die from tuberculosis or something like that? What the hell did he die from? Let me see here. Death. Jesus Christ, he's got so many books here, so many stories, so much information, personal life. Jesus Christ. I don't even see it here. Sexual polyg. Okay. Yeah, I don't even see it. I don't even see anything about his death. I'm disappointed. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Brave New World, yes. Quotations of Bill Clinton. Ugh. The Life and Times. Clinton or Clinton? Did you forget an N, or was that done on purpose there, Johnny? Quotations of Bill Clinton. Oh, man. I catch these little things. See, how did he die? How did George Orwell die? Tuberculosis. Thank you. Yeah, I do know a little bit about literature. A little bit. Anyway, we're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so let me just crank up this music here. Yeah, he worked between. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I remember. It's coming back to me, but yeah. All right, let me crank up the beat here, and we'll say our goodbyes if I can. This is Must Be a Duck. I don't know who it's by. It's a YouTube, and it's copyright friendly, which is one reason I do kind of like streaming from home. I never have to worry about music playing in the background. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Choke D, Jerk and My. And until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. How ironic, given we now have COVID. What would Orwell have said? Yeah, exactly. Take care, Johnny. Take care, Lee. Take care, Spaceman. I was wondering if you're going to come in with the jerkin. Cue the song and jerkin. Thumbs up, everybody. Yes, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I can just flip the little thing over here. See? Thank my wife for that. Appreciate that. Anyway, Tony, take it easy. Be good or a little bit good. I still like to think we can make it through this shit. It's like we're wading through a swamp full of shit. We know we're going to reach the end as long as the copperhead doesn't bite us and get us first. And that copperhead is the virus. You're buying lockdown supplies? Interesting. Cue the cuntiness or the cancel button. Thank you very much. See you guys later.